What is up, guys? It's me, it's your boy Isakatka. I'm sorry for that. I guess you will get that if you know who Asmongold is on YouTube. But whatever. This is actually my first replay commentary on this game, which is interesting, which is also very fun, to be honest. I made commentaries like 5 years ago on other games on another YouTube account, but fuck that. So, what are you watching today, guys? This is a replay on Mountain Pass in the T62A. The map is furthermore called Heartbreak Pass, by the way. At least for me, maybe for you after this game, who knows. So, a quick info about the game. I get a Radley Walter, which is 8 kills. I actually had a potential pools this game, but we fucked it up. So, Radley Walters, high caliber, top gun, obviously ace tanker as well. I end up doing 9,723 damage, which is a lot more than anyone else in the team, or the enemy team for that matter. But we'll get back to that later. So, what is happening right here? It's pretty standard shit. I go to this area because I generally don't like the northern part of this map, since it's just a hull down fight. For you can't really push, and they can't really push you unless they have a numerical superiority, I guess. But this is interesting right here. I see that CEC disappear right in front of me. His tank was still visible around that rock. So I just decided to yeah, let's shoot him. He looked tracked, you know, and I can see that the shells are not hitting the mountain behind him there, so I know I'm hitting him. I don't know if it's doing damage though, but I guess I'll just try, right? A few more shells. And then boom, he's dead, which is nice. So that's a good trick if you didn't know that. So yeah, on the minimap here, I can see that the enemy team has a superiority to the northern, to the valley side there. So we figured we need to push here. I'm playing with my clanmate and my IRL friend, by the way, also, who you will know if you watch my stream. Mr. Give Me a Cigar in the bat chat there in the team. So here here's a J-Guru, bounce him. I think I'm gonna try and track him here to be able to get around him, and he fired as well, which is really good. Now he's dead, basically. But this is gonna be interesting here, because this is something that I've noticed more recently, I guess, especially against J-Gurus and E100s. So you can see here, as long as I'm at his side, really at this angle when I'm right here, you should not really auto aim, because you can hit his angled surface there with his track, and it will bounce. So you really should aim and aim for his superstructure there. But here's what I mean. Look at this now. I'm inside of him, and I can't do any damage, because it's the game doesn't register the damage when my gun is actually inside of his tank. So that's something to have in mind. I always try nowadays to, especially after this game, to make sure that I am actually not inside of his tank with my gun. And this is what I like with the Russian medium tanks. You can just, except for the 430 though, you can just drive and fire on the move, and pretty much every time hit the shells. And this poor Lubby right here can't really do much. But as you can see here, I actually think, you know, as I said earlier, I end up being almost out of ammo this game, which is also why I couldn't carry this game. But I'm not actually missing that many shells. I guess I could have actually won this game and got a pools medal too if I didn't carry 5 HE, because these HE shells in this particular battle are completely useless in my opinion, as you will see later. And yeah, I thought about my ammunition loadout here, and I mean, how often do you really use all of your ammo? And I feel to get the more overall good results in tanks, you can't really expect and predict and prepare for the worst case scenario where you actually use all your ammo. I guess it might be considered your best case scenario, right? So I like to carry a few at least, HE shells in those special moments when you go up against a Borsig or a Waffenträger, you know? It just increases your DPM so much in these Russian medium tanks, where you do 100 higher alpha, pretty much. So this is interesting. We have an E3 at full health here in the spawn. And I apologize for that Love, by the way, in the team. He's been spamming this minimap this entire game, and I tried finding a way to mute him, but no way in the replay that I could find, at least. So if you know a way and you're watching this replay on my YouTube channel, can you please let me know in the comments so I can fix that for future videos. And this is a sneaky pilot right there. This guy actually started worrying me a bit here, because he can just hide up there and just poke the second we decide to shoot these guys. But I decided to like, it's worth taking a shot from him, I guess, to finish these guys. So here I'm loading the gold. I don't think I need the gold to be able to penetrate the Panzerkampfwagen 7's lower plate though. But just in case, you know. I mean, we can't really afford whiffing these shells now at this point in the game. They have 6 tanks remaining and we have 3. So every shell counts, matters here, I guess. So yeah, we're just gonna wrap this up here as quick as possible, I guess. There, the TVP dies. So now it's me and the E3. And this pilot there starts worrying me now. So I decided I need to push him to avoid getting shot in the side by the pilot. But he dies to the E3, so now we can just hunt this pilot down and kill him. And then we shall see. What's interesting here is that the E4 and the Centurion hasn't been spotted for a while. They went back to defend the base against our light tanks who capped, which was the right move, I guess, for them to do. And yeah, I just remember, as I said in the start here, I think I got this replay like a little over a week ago, and I don't really remember everything that happened this game. But yeah, and now I did notice that LTDB getting spotted there, of course, an Amrak, yeah, right, every time. I did notice him, but I figure I need to kill that guy first, so let's just focus him down. Then let's kill this LTDB, and he penned me there, which is interesting, to say the least. But the Centurion doesn't. LTDB pens me, but the Centurion doesn't. Nice. So, yes. This is actually not looking that bad at this point, I don't think. Except for my ammo. Take a look at my ammo right there. I'm out of APCR. Only 8 heat shells remaining and 5 HE. The HE at this up until this point have been completely useless. This game they don't have any tank, like except for the CDC, I guess, who I can pen with my HE shells. So in this particular battle, they were useless. That's good actually. Always try, as if I can give you some tip. Always try and side scrape if you can, especially in these tanks with good, like decent side armor, I guess, and fat tracks. And I managed to shut the Centurion AX down there with a little bit of a snapshot, I guess. So yeah, I can't really afford missing these shells. I realize that at this point. So it just, I mean, I'm at 5 shells remaining right now. And what's that? 5 times 3.2. It's like it's 1600, isn't it? Something around that, right? So I decided at this point I need to go for the Arty to make sure that he's gone, so we can just isolate this E4 and just finish him between me and this E3 that we have left in the team here. So I decide, in coordination with the Cigar, my platoon mate, yeah, I should try and get down from the next to the bridge here and try and sneak my way up the valley towards the Arty, which is what I'm gonna do here. And I'm just hoping that the E4 is not moving this way. It's hard to tell what he would do in this position. I mean, obviously he should not push up into the center there where he was. But I mean, this just disaster right here. So I try to get down so I can be hulled down, but I'm too late and I take a big hit for it. So now I only have 4 heat shells left, which is not good, considering, yeah, and that I mean, I could not afford that miss right there. So now I'm starting to realize, okay, I'm gonna need this E3's help in order to actually like win this game. So now I have 1 heat shell left and he's at 1000 health. Oh, this is bad. So now I can't really shoot him. So I'm asking the E3 in the team here to actually come leave the spawn and come help me with this guy, because if he shoots him once and gets an average roll, I should be able to finish him with my last remaining heat shell. But he's just gonna sit there for the remainder of this battle. So I figure, okay, I'm not gonna shoot him yet, at least. So I'm gonna try and like juke a shot from him so I can actually drive for the Arty. Yeah, and there he fired. So now I have some time to move against the Arty, which I do now. Loading the HE as well, because I need that last heat shell for the E4. And here's the Arty. I'm so lucky he missed me here. So we'll see. He doesn't even shoot. Oh, he did. He missed. And this is funny. Why can't I pen with HE? Does he really have more than, like, I don't know what my pen is with HE. I guess I can look. 50. Okay, that's low actually. I don't know if I can actually pen like that tank from the front with my HE, but I don't really have any options. I mean, I could have loaded the heat, but then I wouldn't have been able to kill that E4. Why does that miss? Oh, disaster. Actually, look, if that would have hit him, he would have died there. And this outcome of this battle might have actually been different. Oh, that's so stupid, and he gets me. And now I can't. I don't know how to change the camera to the E4. But we got the most. I mean, we got the most important part of this battle, I guess. So here I am, dead. Feels bad, man. So what happens this game after this point is just this e4 moves towards the e3. The e3 backs up. The e4 goes this way, up here, and just sits here. The e3 goes up here, sits on this ridge. Oh, I actually got the spot here. The spec on him. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, I can actually fast forward this so you can see. He's just gonna sit here for a while. Oh, we got the order. Yeah, right. So now it's only the e3 and the e4 left, and they just sit here. Oh, he actually shot him once. Yeah, that's right. But now, I feel like he could have actually killed this e4 here. I mean, this e4 shouldn't be able to pen him, right? I mean, he pretty much needs to shoot at his lower plate, which he shouldn't be able to here. So he shot there, and it was a draw. Feels bad, man, right? So right here, as you can see, this is the result, and they fucking hurt. Oh, but I feel like I had a good game, you know. There's a lot of things maybe I could have done differently, like actually made sure that my shells hit. Could have like reconsidered my ammo loadout maybe for the future. But yeah, with what I had, I feel like I did what I could with what I had like in the heat of the moment, right? But that is it, I think, for this video. So if you enjoyed, as I said, this was my first actual replay on this game. So I'm a bit like rusty when it comes to talking into the microphone like this with like a replay and not a live audience. But if you like this video, give it a like. If you have a question or if you have something to add, feel free to do it in the comment section. I love to read the comments and stuff, you know. Also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you guys next time. Toodles.